Any project or program methodology implicitly contains a change process. However, such methodologies need a complementary understanding of the change processes involved. We have chosen to focus on 3 models that offer insights into these: Lewin's 3-stage model, Kotter's 8-step model, and Senge's systems thinking model. The first model we look at is from the mid-20th century. Social psychologist Kurt Lewin first described the process of individual change as unfreezing, when inertia is overcome, and existing habits and mindsets are broken down. Change, a period of confusion as old ways of being are challenged yet the future way of being is not clear. Refreezing, when new mindsets and habits are formed and become established, and a degree of psychological comfort is restored. Does this remind you of any other models we have spoken about? Yes, it could well remind you of bridges, endings, neutral zone and new beginnings with the change and the individual context. Lewin extended this deceptively simple model to describe groups in change. He recognized that the collective mindsets and practices of a group must be broken down before a change can occur, and that subsequently, effort is needed to consolidate the group's new mindset and practices. So how do we put Lewin's 3 stages into practice? Describing the process of change for an individual, Shine compares 2 types of anxiety as motivators for behavior. These are learning anxiety and survival anxiety. You may be thinking, why are we talking about Shine, as we are looking at Lewin's model? Please bear with me and it will become clear. Most people have through their lives developed a level of learning anxiety. They have struggled with the frustration of trying to work out a problem that seems intractable. They have experienced the feeling of incompetence whilst trying to learn, or improve, a new skill. Say a golf swing or yet another new version of their computer's operating system. They have made mistakes and experienced the emotional penalty, as they are criticized by others. All these create a learning anxiety that makes change inherently difficult. Of course, some people have high levels of such anxiety, and some much lower levels, but the experience of learning anxiety is widely shared. As mentioned previously, change will require unlearning old ways and learning new ones, and the result of learning anxiety is to inhibit change to a greater or lesser degree. Lewin's concept of unfreezing, as a part of the change process, Shine suggests that for organizations to change at an acceptable pace, they must learn to unfreeze by creating a competing and a greater anxiety, survival anxiety. Lewin sees 3 activities in this unfreeze stage. 1. Clearly define the current situation. 2. Create a vision of the desired end state. 3. Identify the forces, which will help drive and resist the change, increasing the driving forces identified, and decreasing the resisting forces. The second stage of Lewin's model is change, and in this stage Lewin suggests whilst taking people through a change, a plan is followed to implement the intended change or changes. Involve people, and maintain the safe learning environment that Shine prescribes, in the unfreeze stage. Allow experimentation over solutions to problems. Provide great role models that people in change can identify with. Shine also then built upon Lewin's unfreeze stage, with a prescription for those seeking to create change, Lewin's change stage, in a group that involves 3 apparently conflicting activities, these being disconfirmation, creation of guilt or anxiety, and creation of psychological safety. Shine said to motivate people to make a desired change, it is necessary to create sufficient survival anxiety, to destabilize the current situation and drive them forward. At the same time, it is necessary to support people in such a way, that they feel safe enough to learn effectively, that their learning anxiety, which would hold them back, is kept as low as possible, and certainly lower than the survival anxiety. It is important, when driving change, to involve people and, you need a plan. Remember what Pink said about autonomy, mastery, and purpose. The third stage of Lewin's model is refreeze, and at this stage Lewin believes new work practices become new habits. New ways of thinking become the conventional wisdom. Reward behaviors and results that are aligned with the change environment. A time for vigilance on the part of the change leaders, who must address any tendency for people to talk, think or act in line with the old ways. It is worth noting, the third point about rewarding behaviors, is a traditional view of motivation, and, with the fourth point, it is key that, if people are acting in the old way, this needs to be addressed, and the leaders should be setting the example. It all seems so straightforward, however, I am sure you are aware it is not always as easy to put into practice.